PK Fire!
Hello guys, Dusty here with another YouTube video again, finally after a while. It's been a long time since I recorded one because the one that I recorded, or the one that I uploaded last, was from a while ago, so yeah, this has been a long time in the making. But I do have some update stuff for the channel. I do have I have a very, very big, you could call it a pickup for gaming related stuff, but we're going to save that until the end. I like to save the best for last because it keeps people watching, to keep the view per mil up for my YouTube algorithm. Oh wait, YouTube took out a monetization a long time ago on my channel, so we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, yeah, this is we got pickups. We finally found more video games. We haven't been finding much lately, but it's not that we finally found video games, it's that we've been finding video games just steadily every once in a while, and they've kind of culminated into enough pickups to do a pickup video, because we don't have a ton from the past like 5 months or whatever, but we do have some to go over, and we also have some updates to go over, so expect this to be a long video. Expect to, you know, have to grab a drink, maybe some popcorn, I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with just some pickups. And by the way, these are going to be all kinds of out of order because I can't even remember what order any of this stuff is supposed to be in. So I'll do my best to kind of explain about how long I picked some of this stuff up. So to get started, we got, that needs to be saved for later. Well, we'll go completely out of order and just start with some Switch pickups. Because we bought some Switch games on a Best Buy sale very recently, like a week ago or so. They were on sale for pretty good rates. That sale was. So, oh, dang it. We're dropping everything. I've been dropping everything all the time. As you can see, this is a complete mess. I need to get this pickup video done so I can put games away. But anyway, all right, to get started, we've got the video games, the Switch games specifically. Tons, well, a good stack of Switch games right here. Good stack of them. So to get started, we've got Gal Metal, which was, I believe, like $12 on the Switch, and this is the, what is it, the World Tour Edition, which is, I mean, it's cool. I've never played this before, but I've heard very good things about it. So, and it has sponsorships from Roland, Yamaha, and Zildjian. So, it's gotta be good if it has those. We also got, save that one for last, Voez, which is kind of a little rhythm game. I like rhythm games, so to get some on the Switch is kind of nice. I've been wanting to for a while, but I kind of wanted to wait until they were a bit cheaper. And then same with Zonic, same situation, it's a rhythm game. And then we got Battle Chasers Night War. I've got a good friend who really likes this game, so, and by the way, this was, I want to say, like $20, and this, wait, no, this was more like 20, this was more like 15. So just to give you kind of an idea, I can't quite remember how much I spent for each of these necessarily. This one was around 12, I do know that. But yeah, I've heard it's a very good game. Same with this one, Assault and Sanctuary. This is a Dark Souls style game from what I understand, just 2D platformer, kind of one of those things that I do like on occasion, so I'll be excited to play it eventually. And then we got the Book of Unwritten Tales, which I pretty much bought because it was like $7. So yeah. I mean, that's a $7 Switch game. Why not? All right, and then we also bought Yoshi's Crafted World recently. This one came out, and this game is very fun. I've been enjoying it. I can't say if I've enjoyed it as much as Woolly World. I don't know. I really liked Woolly World, so this one's it's in a difficult bout with Woolly World. So yeah, but Crafted World, very good. Definitely worth playing. If you have a Switch, pick this one up. A little bit tending on the easier side, and the harder parts are just puzzles that are less than intuitive, I would say. But altogether, I mean, I mean, most of the game is really good, so I would highly recommend most of it. All right. Then next up on the pickups agenda, we got this. Okay, so this is the Persona Dancing box set, but it's the Japanese version. Now you may be wondering, well, Dusty, why did you buy the Japanese version and not the US version? First of all, this has been out in Japan a lot longer than it has been in the United States. This has gotten a chance to go a lot cheaper than the one in the United States. So I think this ended up costing me all $50 right when it came out in the US for $100. So I got it for basically half price. And the one that came out in the US was basically just, it was not a very, if you want to see that set, you can check it out. It's not a very good set. I mean, I would have just bought both the games separately, to be completely honest, because it was like a case morphed with an art book kind of thing, which I don't really like. I like the little feelies all nice and separate. And this one, they went all out with really nice looking box right here, really nice shiny box. Both games in actual like proper cases. Also came with the download code for Persona 4 Dancing All Night. And it also came with a 4 CD soundtrack, which is something that the US version was direly missing because it needs a soundtrack. It's a Persona dancing game. It needs the soundtrack. I mean, that's a given, and they didn't have that. So that was like almost, why would you even buy it? You know what I mean? If it doesn't have the freaking soundtrack. But yeah, just something that I was kind of like scratching my head thinking about, like, why didn't they include the soundtrack with this dancing game? You know, I don't understand it. But anyway, I suppose we'll move on to some other games. Here's some Wii games I found at the pawn shop, I believe. Yep, at the pawn shop. Each $1.99, I want to say. Yep, each $1.99. We got another copy of Knight's Journey of Dreams for some reason. I don't know why I keep buying this game. I have like 9 copies of it. Maybe it's because it's $1.99. It's like, I was thinking I could get a couple bucks out of it. I don't know. But we also got Marble Saga Kororinpa. You got to buy anything with the Hudson B on it, so I'd go ahead and grab that. We got Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll, which I do not see all that often. I see the other one for the Wii, but I do not see this one all that often. And I did not have it before, so I'd add that one to the collection. It is in good shape for $2. Can't beat that. And we also had another game that I didn't have before, Rhythm Fever Heaven, which is supposed to be a very good rhythm game, so once again, as I said before earlier in the video, this is a really rhythmic pickup video. We got the Persona dancing games. We got all the rhythm games on the Switch. We got Rhythm Fever. Wow, this is rhythmatic right here. Yeah, anyway, I suppose we'll move on next to some console pickups because we bought 2 Xbox 360s, and now buying an Xbox 360 to me is just, it's not usually very interesting. I mean, I have like 25,000 of these things lying around. Like, it has to be very special for me to be excited about it, or probably even bother showing it on a pickup video. And this one, my friends, is very special because this is the R2-D2 one that makes R2-D2 noises when you start it. And it makes R2-D2 noises when you like open it and close it and shut it off. It's so freaking cool, and it looks amazing. I've always wanted one of these things, and I finally found one for the right price. That, by the way, both of these Xboxes, I believe, were $5 a piece. They were sold defective from the pawn shop. All they required was, at maximum, a little cleaning and a little bit of bashing to get the belt on track for the drive. Because for these things, for those of you who don't know, if the drive won't open, it's usually because of the belt's off the track. So you just have to kind of bash the top of it. Sorry to all you headphone users out there. You got to bash the top of it, and it should open. So a little bit of a fun little thing there. Little fun fact for you guys. All right, so we'll move on to just some random games over here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I did buy a couple N64 games. Most of them were to resell because I already had them. So There you go. Yep, I know I'm a dirty reseller, but hey, we got to pay for these games somehow. But I don't have it over here for some reason. Maybe I lost it somewhere, but well, I actually already sold the one that I bought, so I was just going to use my copy as a placeholder. But I bought a copy of Mario Kart 64 for I think $10. I also ended up getting another copy of Super Mario World for probably also $5 or $10. And then I also got a one that I've been missing for a long time, the gold cart of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And this was also $10, I believe. And I also had gotten a gray cart variant that I thought I already had but didn't. Because I had thought I'd already had all 3 cartridge variants of it, but that was actually a variant 2 or a US revision 2 cartridge, whereas these ones are all 0 and 1 revisions. So but yeah, these ones are both the slightly different gray card artwork. That, and I think you can also get this different artwork on the gold cart too, but yeah, you can probably see closely that the artwork's a little bit different. I'm not talking about the E there, by the way. Somebody just colored that in at one point, but this one's a little bit more speckled than the other one. So, little fun thing with those cartridges there. Let's see here. We'll just keep on going through the stack. Just 2 separate Goodwill pickups. I don't think I picked these up at the same... Yeah, I didn't pick these up at the same time. Got a $3 copy of Rainbow Six on the N64. I didn't have that before, so good to add that to the collection. And I also got Battle Tanks for the N64 for $2. So a little inconsistent with the pricing there, but you just average about $2.50 a piece. It's all good. Okay, so... And next up, a couple of other Goodwill pickups for $3 a piece. I got some Game Boy games. We got Pokemon Silver, which I do love Pokemon Silver, but I already have it, so that's not the important one. The important one is Monsters, Inc., because I played this when I was a kid at a friend's house, and I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was... I remember it being surprisingly graphically intense for a Game Boy Color game, but maybe that's just the nostalgia goggles clouding my judgment. Anywho, let's move on to some Super Nintendo games. Gotta kind of dig through here. Okay, so for starters, this was supposed to be in the last pickup video, but I had mentioned it fell behind my TV. It's Power Rangers Battle Racers. I picked this up sometime in the last pickup video, but it was under my TV stand, so I couldn't show it. But I since cleaned out under my TV stand, and now I can show it to you. I also got another copy of Super Mario World because I ended up buying my first copy of this like a few months ago, 6-7 months ago, and now I've already came across like 35 copies of it. It's insane how that works. Like when you buy a game for the first time and you've been looking for it forever, and then all of a sudden you cannot stop finding that game. It's incredible. But yeah, we also got one that I didn't have before, Super Mario the All-Stars pack for the Super Nintendo. And yeah, this one was $5, by the way. I think Super Mario World was also $5. Yep, it was also $5. And the Power Rangers one was also $5, I think, if I remember correctly, because I was buying it with a bunch of other games that were worth more. So I figured, you know what, these average out. I've been wanting to get this anyway. Might as well throw the pawn shop a bone on a game that they might have a little bit more difficult time selling to anybody else anyway. And I get a good game out of it. So what's there to complain about? All right. So moving right along here, we got another pawn shop pickup. I think I picked this up with the Super Nintendo games for $3. Harvest Moon 3D: A New Beginning. Which is cool to find a Harvest Moon game, and yep, it's complete, in good shape for $3. You can't say no to that. So, and I do like the Harvest Moon series. I don't really think I've ever really gotten into one of those games, but I do like kind of the look of it and the feel of it. I guess it's just kind of a chill, relaxing game, which I've grown to like more and more over the years. Yeah, anyway, next up on the agenda, we bought this. This is The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. This is a nice little collector's edition thing. I got it with Best Buy Gamer Club, so it was only like $30. And it's a nice little Switch collector's edition. It has a soundtrack, a little art book with it. It has other stuff too. But yeah, really nice looking thing. I'm a sucker for collector's editions that are particularly cheaper, or cheaper than a full price game. Collector's editions I do like, so like little mobile collector's editions and stuff like that. Like I have, for some reason I pulled this together for visual aid, but and I didn't talk about it when the thing was topical, but the Persona 4 Dancing All Night Disco Fever edition there. Meant to bring that up earlier, but I didn't. But yeah, the little things like that I do particularly like. And speaking of more Switch games, we did get Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. This was $50 at Target. They were basically clearing these suckers out. So and this was, I should mention too that over like the past 6 months, you may have noticed a little bit of a reselling this, reselling that vibe with some of the pickups that I've gotten over the past couple of videos, and that's because income situation was a little weird for a little bit, so to actually buy video games, I had to keep my eBay account very active. So, yeah, I'd rather not do it that way. I'd rather just have the income to, buy video games, but you got to do what you can to buy video games. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying 2 of these, selling one of them off because I only needed one, obviously, and bought them both for $50. Sold one for like 87 or something like that. So ended up making a little bit of money on that to spend on more games. All right. Oh, there's more down here. Okay, yep. Oh, and here's the case to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee too. Eevee's so adorable. That game is so adorable. My mini review of Let's Go Eevee, it's freaking adorable. It's freaking amazing. I love it. As someone whose favorite generation of Pokemon is the first generation, it's so good. It's so good. I greatly underestimated that game, and I think that, if you're a fan of first gen Pokemon, you owe it to yourself to play Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu. Really, really fun. We also, I think I bought this with the Harvest Moon. We bought Sonic Rush for $1 because it's Sonic Rush. I already have it complete, but it's Sonic Rush, so I'd collect copies of this game for how good it is, because it is really good. I mean, it's a really good game, in my opinion, anyway. One of the best Sonic games in like the past 20 years. Okay, I suppose we should intermit to one of the more special things that I've ever gotten added to the video game collection. So this is a treasure right here. Okay, so the retro community that I'm part of on Twitch did a little Secret Santa thing, and I was very fortunate to have both gotten to gift something to a Twitch streamer that I admire, and also I got gifted something by a Twitch streamer I admire. So like it was a really special thing for me all around. I got to give some jank to one that really likes some odd jank. I don't know if he ever got his package though. I do need to check on that. But I'm really hoping he did though. And then the one that I had gotten for my gift, or the person who gave me a gift, I had gotten Gunstar Heroes. The guy, not the game. That would be cool if I got a copy of Gunstar Heroes eventually, but I still am missing that game. But I got something actually cooler than a copy of Gunstar Heroes by far, in my opinion, which is an obscure handheld called the Watara Supervision. And it's beautiful. It's in beautiful shape, beautiful console. It came with some games. He did send this to me a little bit not working, because it had a corroded battery pack. He figured, you can maybe just use the Game Boy Power adapter and play it that way, which is fine enough. But I decided, something like this, a gift like this, needs the full dusty treatment. So I replaced the contact springs and contact whatever the springs spring them into in the back of this console with ones from a Namco Plug and Play, and now it works like new. If you can even see the screen, maybe. You might be able to. If I get an angle here, that you might be able to see it. Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. But, oh, well, the contrast is all the way up, pretty much. There we go. Now you can see it. Okay. But yeah. And, yes, it did come with Super Pang, which I will show you in a moment. Which, for those of you who don't know, is Buster Bros in Japan. So yeah, this is just a little Buster Bros game for the Wataru Supervision. Kind of cool. I've had a lot of fun with it, a lot more fun than I ever should. With if you know anything about the Wataru Supervision, you know how bad the ghosting on the screen is. Yeah, this is some reason that actually makes it more fun because it's almost like a hardware implemented challenge right there. But he also gave me some sealed copies of Hero Hawk and Matablada. So I am going to open these someday, but it's probably not going to be until I beat Super Pang on the Wataru Supervision, which as far as I know has never been done before, because it is difficult to even get past the first level. I've gotten to level 8, I want to say, and there's like 36 levels or something, but I don't know if anybody's actually ever beaten it on a Wataru Supervision because it's really difficult to explain how terrible the screen is on the Supervision. You just kind of have to experience something like that. If you want a good representation of it, you can always watch, I think Gunstar has his VODs up. Well, no, that's a bad representation because he owns one of the very, very, very few capture units that were used for like demoing this system. Pretty much. So, I mean, that's basically everybody who had it. And he owns an NTSC one even, which is even more uncommon because I think most of them are PAL. But, yeah. I think Ashton's... Check out Ashton's video on the Wataru Supervision if you want to see just how bad the ghosting is. It is really a sight to behold. But it adds a little bit of challenge, so I can't complain with that. Yeah, anyway, let's see here. I just have to make sure I didn't drop any video games that I need to show. No, I should be good. Okay, so, we got video games up on top of the Trinitron. Yeah. Bring these down here. Okay, so, for starters, we got some PlayStation games. I believe came from the pawn shop, actually, for $1 a piece. Very rare to pick up PlayStation games from the pawn shop. We got Sled Storm. Dang it. Everything's falling apart. This was a bad idea. Sorry about this. Yeah, we got Sled Storm. NFL Game Day 2000 because it was $1. Rallycross 2, once again, $1. Midway Arcade Hits, which I did not have before, which is also $1, so good to add that to the collection. And NASCAR Heat, which is also $1 from the pawn shop. Then I believe on the same day, oddly enough, I found PlayStation games at the Goodwill, which we got nothing like crazy, but Ready to Rumble Boxing 2 and SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. Yeah, really edgy title. I like it. Yeah. Sorry about the sound that's probably making, putting those games down there. Yeah, not too bad. We got also from the Goodwill, I believe at the same trip, another copy of Diabolical Box. I had this before. This one's not in the greatest of shape, but I figured, you know, for $3, it's got to resell for more than that. And it doesn't really. I'm surprised. The Professor Layton that I always find sells for a lot more than that, though. But that one doesn't sell for much of anything. Okay, now this is probably the worst resellery depth that I've ever made it to my entire life. But it is quite the story. Okay, so Target was having a sale on 3DS games where they were pricing them at $5 a piece. I was thinking this must be a price error. They must mean to be pricing them at like $15. But I took advantage of it and I bought, I think, like 40 of them. And yeah, I know. I ended up selling them for like 15 or 10 a piece, 10 to 15 a piece on eBay. because once again, I was a weak man and needed money for video games. So what are you going to do in a situation like that other than resell retail games? I don't really see too much of an issue with that, but yeah, I mean, there was plenty of them. It's not like you couldn't just walk into the store and grab hundreds of them. It was insane. But I did manage to grab 4 of them for myself because I needed the greatest hits of these still. We needed Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, which actually I didn't have in any format, so it's good to actually have it, at least in greatest hits for now. We also got Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, which I've had since launch, and I really thoroughly enjoyed that one. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which I haven't played yet. I do have the black label copy of that, or the white label, or whatever you want to call it, but haven't played that one yet. And then we got Super Mario 3D Land, which I don't even know if I have this in the case before. So there you go. No, I think I did. I think I did have this one in the case and not in Nintendo Selects. So, yeah. And we got some random Wii games from the the Goodwill. No, the pawn shop. The pawn shop and the Goodwill. Sorry. These were separate, weren't they? I just put them on top of each other. So we got Wii Sports Resort from the pawn shop for $2, which I'll pay that for Wii Sports Resort and then sell it on for $10. Make a hefty $8 profit right there. Ooh. We're swimming in the big bucks right there. And we also got Mario and Sonic at the London Olympic Games with the banana colored case in good shape, which I was really looking for this game. I also need to get the newer Winter Olympics one. You just never see the ones that aren't the original Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, so you got to pick those up when you find them, even though that one's not worth all that much. The other one is. And this is Diabolical Box again that I just put in the wrong spot for pickup video purposes. Okay, so we got some more pawn shop PlayStation 2 games, all racing games. No, one's not a racing game. One of them is Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts, which was $1, so I picked it up for $1. Why not pick up a game? We also got Show X, which Rock Your Shocks, Full Fury Straight. It's an off-road racing game. Looks interesting enough. We also got Hummer Badlands. Yeah, it's Hummer Badlands. PlayStation 2. Also $1. And then we got Alfa Romeo Racing Italiano for $1. Once again. We also got Drag Racing 2. Nothing but attitude. A lot of attitude in drag racing, for those of you who don't know. For those of you who've never watched drag racing, all attitude. It's basically WWE, if you think about it, just with people driving rather than people punching each other. So, good stuff. Anywho, we got more games here, so let's get right to them. All right. All right, so this was just a random Goodwill find, but a very welcome Goodwill find. We got a minty copy of Simpsons Hit and Run on the GameCube, Black Label. I only had this greatest hits, so it's good to add the Black Label one to the collection. Not a lot of GameCube games in this pickup video, but I am still going for the full set. I just kind of hit a monetary hiccup, as I said, but we are back now. I ended up getting a new job, so now the money exists that I need to buy things like GameCube games. I'll probably buy a good GameCube game next month. So I might even try to buy like a $30 title this month or something like that. But for now, I got a minty copy of Simpsons Hit and Run from the pawn shop the Goodwill for $2. And we also got Robots from the pawn shop for $1 in questionable condition. So, but I didn't have it before, so I'll take it. All right, we also got a $10 very questionable copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, this copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee is a variant that I already had before, as far as I know. It's not a different variant from any of the other ones that I had, because for those of you who don't know, a little mini episode of the old show variants I used to do. There's the original Black Label copy, then you have the Player's Choice Edition, then you also have the Bestseller Edition, which kind of goes in the middle of those two. This one is a Player's Choice Edition, so this is the third revision of the game. Nothing particularly special, but it is a pickup, so I figured I'd include it. It was $10, so I figured why not grab it to do something with. I don't know. I didn't know if it was like any unique copy that I didn't have before, so I figured I'd go ahead and grab it just off of that basis. But yeah, anyway, we got some dollar Xbox games. Actually, really good titles for $1, starting with, well, I mean, Duke Nukem Forever. That's kind of the outlier. It's not a particularly good title, but it was $1, and I didn't have it before. We also got Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z, or Z, whatever they like to call it, for $1. Not too bad. We also got the first ever in my collection Xbox One style Xbox 360 case. We got Bully Scholarship Edition, which is also missing entirely on the Xbox, so good to have that. Then we also got the Walking Dead Telltale game, which I've heard is very good, but my anxiety will keep me from ever playing this one, but it was $2. This one was $2, unlike the other ones, which were $1 for some reason. Anyway, we got another little tiny stack of games right here, and that's going to be pretty much it. So for starters, we got Test Drive Off-Road, which I think I already had, but it was $1 at the Goodwill, so ended up picking it up. We got Test Drive Unlimited 2. I think I bought this one with the Xbox. No, I bought this one from the Goodwill on the same day I bought those Xboxes. We got Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles. This is the version with the sticker, the Wii Zapper compatible sticker. I did not have that before, so that is a addition to the collection. Okay, we got a copy of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus because I can't resist picking this up for $1, even though I probably already have like 30 copies of it. And I also have, of course, the games on the PlayStation 2. I have not picked up the PS4 version of Shadow of the Colossus yet, but I eventually will, I'm sure, someday. But yeah, we also got some PSP racing games. We got Juiced Eliminator, Need for Speed Most Wanted 510, I think. Yeah, 510. We got... got to move the mic away from this a little bit. Oh, no. Well, that went great. That's what you get on live television right there. Are you ready for this? Okay. We got Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. We got Ridge Racer, guys. Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. We got Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Okay. And then we also got NHRA Drag Racing, a countdown to the championship. And these are all $3. Yeah, I know I overpaid for them a little bit, but you know what? That's what it is. And then we also got in the mix a 3DS little racing game right here, Asphalt Urban GT. I figured it was interesting enough and complete enough for $3 to go ahead and pick it up. Why not? Yeah. And now I have to move all of this stuff out of the way while I prepare to tell you about the final pickup that I teased this at the beginning of the video, so I hope y'all stuck around. If you didn't stick around, you're not listening to this part, though, so, dang it, I'm knocking everything over. So yeah, the thing that I bought, that is the big kahuna pickup, for this, little bout. I decided to finally, after wanting to do it for about 12 years now, I decided to finally go ahead and, with my tax refund this year, build myself a new shiny gaming PC. So yeah, we finally did it. We finally built the gaming PC. Got to kick that one off the bucket list. So yeah, a lot of you may wonder what parts I used for the gaming PC. Well, first of all, I'll go over the parts that I already had lying around. So my monitor, I'm using it for now anyway. Eventually, I'll probably upgrade to a monitor that is less from 2009. But for now, I have just a Dell monitor from 2009, and it does the job. It looks nice. I can't complain. And you know, it works. Eventually, I'll like to get, you know, and the response time is very good on it too. It's like a 5-millisecond one, which isn't too bad for a DVI-D monitor. But yeah, eventually I'd like to get a 1440p or, you know, better one, maybe a bigger one, because this one's 22 inches, maybe a 27-inch or a 32-inch or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But yeah, monitor I already had around. That was from $5 from a garage sale last year, I believe. Then we have the case, which came from a garage sale, I think the year before last year. It was the year that I actually got my SM57s at the same garage sale. A guy just had a bunch of PC stuff in a box, and I offered to take it off of his hands with a purchase of a amplifier. So I bought the amplifier, and you know, we're bringing the stuff out to my car, and he's like, "Oh, just take this PC with you too." And it had a PC in it. It was basically like a pre-built compact machine, just moved into a it was a Thermatake Soprano RS101 case, which was kind of weird that was a thing that existed, but I gutted that out, and because all the components were just like bad anyway, and I put in my own little PC. The parts that I decided to use were, for starters, a Gigabyte Aorus Pro X399 board. I decided to buy two 16 gigabyte DIMMs of Patriot 2666 megahertz RAM. So that 32 gigs of RAM will probably do me for a little while. I decided to get a AMD Ryzen Threadripper 1920X, which will help with the streaming and with the YouTube stuff. This video will probably render in like 25 seconds, which is exciting. I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to edit my first video on this thing, but yeah, I got that. And then I also got... cooling that too is an Noctua 140 millimeter, just heatsink, just an actual one, really nice beefy unit. So should even be able to overclock in the future if I really want to. Let's see, what else did I get for PC stuff? A graphics card. Graphics card is an RX 580 8 gig that I bought on eBay for like $111 shipped in with tax and everything. So it was $105 final sale. Not too bad for an 8 gig R580. It was the best offer. I just gave him an offer thinking he'd counter. He actually took it, so that was pretty good. Trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, and also you may notice the video quality is a little bit nicer. I'm using the same camera that I'd used before, but instead of capturing it through a capture card, I am capturing it through its native FireWire out. Because yeah, my camera is from 2009 and has what is called a FireWire out. So you need a FireWire 400 card to actually capture out of that. So I went ahead and bought one of those on Amazon for 15 bucks, and it seems to be working pretty good. Hopefully there's no hiccups in the video. We'll find out when we're editing it, and I might make a nice little clip about that here. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I really need to bring up PC related. Oh yeah, the total build cost me about $1,000 all in, which definitely isn't too bad for the kinds of parts that I got. And the RX 580 is kind of a placeholder graphics card right now because I don't like the graphics card market right now. It's not like the CPU market where it's like, yes, and the RAM market where it's like, okay. RAM's fine right now. I can't complain too much. I bought I bought 32 gigs, which is more than I really need, but you know, it gives me a little breathing room for a while, and my board supports 128, so that's the reason why I bought 16 gigabyte DIMMs rather than like 8 gigabyte DIMMs or, you know, that kind of thing, because, you know, yeah, my RAM, I have 8 DIMM slots on my board, but I'd rather be able to max out my board without having to completely replace my RAM. So yeah, I know I'm only taking advantage of dual channel right now when I have a quad channel board. So all you PC builders out there that are about to, you know, rip me in the comments, just keep that in mind right there. I will eventually buy 2 more DIMMs of RAM and go up to 4 channel, but I don't need that right now because 32 gigabytes of RAM is fine for me right now. So yeah, trying to think of anything else that I really need to bring up PC related, but yeah, it cost me $1,000 all in. Eventually I'll probably buy a better graphics card, but that'll come when the market kind of comes to a situation where I'm happy with buying where I feel like I can make a good graphics card purchase. It's not like right now there's nothing other than like the graphics card that I bought which was fairly mid-range. I bought a fairly mid-range graphics card, very high-end processor. But I bought that high-end processor for a very good deal, so I could feel good about my purchase. Whereas with the graphics card, if I bought like something like a 2070, 2080, I was dead set on getting an RTX 2080, by the way, or 2070, by the way, but they didn't decide to support SLI on that card, so I didn't decide to support NVIDIA in their decision to do that, so I didn't purchase the card. Instead, I bought an AMD card on eBay. So AMD didn't see any money from it either, because AMD is not doing good either right now with the graphics card market. Their new one that they unveiled, the 7 or whatever, was a disappointment. So hopefully they do better next year or whenever they release another one. But yeah, is there anything else really to talk about? Yeah, I can't really think of anything right now. So I do hope to do more content in the future. I do hope to maybe do some more YouTube content that isn't pickup videos. Maybe I don't know. You guys in the comments that will decide to watch me for 40 minutes. What do you want me to do? What do you want for video content? Because it's going to be a lot easier to make videos because I actually have a PC that can handle video rendering. I mean, you know, sky's the limit. Just let me know in the comments what you would like to see from this channel. I also do plan on streaming a little bit more, maybe once a week. We'll see how things go. But yeah, for now, this has been Dusty. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy.